All right, all right. Hello, everybody. What's going on? This is the Real Estate Unlocked podcast. My name is Joseph Marone, and today we have a special guest, Miri Cordaro. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So I wanted to just kind of kick this off and just kind of make a formal introduction to you and what you're doing in the real estate world right now. And that way you can kind of share with my listeners and let them know what you currently got going on. So, with that being said, can you kind of just start off by telling our listeners, a little bit about your background and how you got started in the real estate industry?
Absolutely. So I am a mother of three wonderful girls and one boy. And I have been a stay at home mother for most of my motherhood career. I could say that. And always loved real estate. So I was kind of like heading to be an empty nest, except my son is still around. My girl's grown, left the nest, and I said, okay, this is the time for me to do something that I really love. And I always loved real estate. So that's something that was kind of like, I'm going to do it when my kids are gone, which really, honestly, I should have done it even earlier.
Yeah.
I should have. But anyway, it's never too late. I started about 5, almost 6 years, I would say. And to be very transparent, my journey was quite rocky. It wasn't a very smooth, like sometimes you see, oh, it's easy and it's nothing. You don't have to work hard. My journey was really rocky. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting there. So, and I love it. I love what I do, and that's about it. That's where I am
No,
right
that's great though. Obviously we all kind of have our hiccups in the beginning starting
now.
off, but the point is that you're learning and you're growing and you're learning from those whatever mistakes that you may face,
Mhm.
and we're pushing forward. We're staying positive.
Yeah.
So that's great. Great to hear that. So another thing in our industry we talk about is an avatar. Can you
Mhm.
tell everybody listening what avatar you are and maybe a brief description on what exactly an avatar is for those that don't understand what an avatar is?
Okay, so it's kind of funny because Avatar is something that was very new to me in just recent months.
Right.
When I heard it first time, I was like, Avatar, what does that mean? I mean, I knew what's the meaning of the word. I mean, it obviously describes what you're good at, I guess, and what you can give back. But I had no idea. I literally listened to Pace Avatars. That were like hours. And I took notes and I tried to say, okay, where am I in all those avatars? So by what I was doing naturally, really, I was like more a DTC, no DTS and DTA, which is direct to seller, direct to agent.
Correct.
That's what I would been doing. But really, honestly, when I kind of dug into who really am I, I'm very much a connector. Now,
Okay.
it doesn't mean I'm not going to do what I have been doing, but I love connecting people. If somebody tells me, hey, I do this, I do that. I'm really looking for somebody. And if I have somebody in my head or I bump into somebody that does that, I will connect them. I just really love that because I think we all need to be connected somehow to things that we do not like to do, do not good at it, and all really didn't even develop that skill, you know, because before I found the sub two kind of community, I did everything by myself. It was just very daunting. I mean, like, oh my gosh, how
Right.
do I do that? So there's other things that I really would love. I want to concentrate on what I'm doing right now, but I would love to get really, really good in underwriting. It's really something that really gravitate to me too. So I'm getting better at it. So I try to underwrite and understanding regular underwriting and creative underwriting. That's something I would love to really get good at. So,
Yeah, underwriting is definitely a skill that you need to learn in this industry.
mhm,
Just getting a property and understanding how to punch the numbers in and make the deal work because a lot of
mhm,
people I see they go and they see a property and they're so quick to, want to lock that property in or that deal. They're
mhm.
excited to get a first deal or whatnot. And then the numbers don't make sense. So you got to
Right?
know how to properly underwrite and it does take some time. There's a lot to it.
Yeah,
So
there's a
that's
lot of
great.
moving parts. Hmm.
Right, exactly. And then
Absolutely.
you touched on another great avatar, which is a connector. I think connectors are very valuable in this field, making the right connections because you may know somebody that I don't know, and then
Hmm.
you can connect me to that person. So, I
Hmm.
mean, what motivated you to become a connector?
It's just that because I'm a very people person, I love to talk
Right,
to people. I like to find out what they're doing. So it just came naturally. Oh wow, you wanted to do that. I know somebody that does it already. Why don't you just connect and talk? And
right,
so just that was this is just recently that I picked on. I said, wow, this is so awesome. And I end up going to that Zoom meeting that Jesse does on Tuesday specifically for connectors. So
right.
I'm now connecting with other connectors, so we can help and work together.
Yeah,
So
like you, when I first heard Avatar, I thought they were talking about the movie. I said,
yeah,
"What?"
exactly.
I
Yeah,
said, "What is
exactly.
an Avatar?" Right? So, but yeah, Pace does have a what is it, 4 hour long video that
Yes,
you
it's a
can
very,
watch.
very tedious and long.
Right. So anybody that's starting out, I highly recommend you look up Pace's video. He has available on YouTube, and you
Hmm.
can look that up and you can watch it and figure out, because one thing about real estate, there's so many different ways you can
Oh
enter this
yes.
space.
Hmm.
And so it's important to identify what you're good at because you might think that you're good at calling and maybe you're not. Maybe and then you might get intimidated when you're making phone calls and it's not going your
Exactly.
way, and
Hmm.
then you find out, hey, I might be better as a connector. I can connect people, or I'm good at underwriting. But me
Hmm.
personally, when I watched it, I saw myself as a direct to seller visionary.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
like talking to people. I like getting on the phone with people. So that's what's
Hmm.
something that I found. But that's great. That's great. Connector is definitely a great one. So, okay, another thing is, so many people consider real estate to be a long-term investment, right? So, what advice do you have for someone looking to get their feet wet and just don't know how to start or where to begin in real estate?
Well, that's a very, very, very good question. You already mentioned it. Israel is a really huge umbrella that's so much under it. You can do long term, short terms, you so many strategies. You can just lend, you can just it really depends where you are in your life. Really, really depends. For example, I'm much older. I want to build something faster so I can have more space, more time for myself, and for my kids and grandkids. When, especially if you're young, what I would recommend to people is to start from the basic, really, really learn the basic foundation of real estate. That that can apply to any strategy. Just really find a good and of course pace is awesome. I mean, to find a very, very solid basic understanding, like I talked one time to a kid who was 22. He had no idea what amortized loan is. I mean, you
Right,
need to understand the basic before you jump. But the other side of it, I don't recommend to people just learn and learn and learn and bench learning and never take action. I know it's
right,
scary. So to do that, also find somebody that can take you a little bit under your wing. Maybe you can give them something, and maybe your time or whatever they need, and they can take you under their wing and they just give you the basics to really build a solid foundation. I find a lot of people don't have a solid foundation, and that's why it's like a house. If you don't have a foundation, it's going to fall, it's going to crumble.
correct.
And so to find somebody that can you can tag along, learn, and community that can support your community. For me, it's everything. I absolutely love community. I mean, I know that real estate, it's actually a sport that it's a team sport. It's not a single sport. Like you can't. I mean, yes, you can, but you're going to be lonely there, and you're going to have to do everything, and you're going to burn out. So those are the
Right.
advice that I have to people when they start.
That's a great answer. And then, like you touched on, just understanding like key terms in real estate,
Mhm.
knowing what, like you mentioned, amortization, understanding what that is. And then another thing you touched on, which I thought was a great answer was, taking action. Don't just
Mhm.
sit there and absorb all this information and do nothing with it because you'll do better off, learning a little bit and then taking action and then learning a little more and taking more
Absolutely.
action because we learn more as we make mistakes, right?
And when we're doing things, we learn
And when you're
better
doing
than just
things.
learning. Yes.
So, talking about mistakes, I know you kind of brought it up earlier, and not to address you personally, but what are some of the common mistakes you've seen new real estate investors make, and how can they avoid them?
Okay, so I can actually share one of mine that I think it's a very common one is vetting people. Who you're doing business with. Oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
let me tell you, it is a big one, a huge one.
You gave me goosebumps right now by that answer.
I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. I'm right now going through, I don't know if I mentioned to you before, but I did a partnership with, she's a realtor and investor. I was running the project of the flip. She was the money lending.
Okay.
And I thought things were going well, but as we were going on, there was a lot of problems, and I very quickly figured out that she's definitely not the person I want to work in the future.
Oh no.
But after I got paid, and even though it was not paid what I was supposed to, but I just wanted to let it go. I said, you know what? That's fine. We're not going to argue. Let's close the deal. We sold it. Everything went fine. She actually sued me in a small court. Uh,
Wow.
you know what she wanted? She wanted me to pay her back all the money that she paid me.
Tell me she lost.
She did. She
Nice.
actually not only lost, the interesting things, because she wouldn't let go, and I was willing to just let it go. I actually counter sued her
There
for
you
the
go.
different, and I won both. But,
Wow.
but I'm still not
Congratulations.
done with her. She kind of did something that she really, there was no jurisdiction for that. She wanted she could only uh, appeal. That's the only remedy if she wanted a new trial. But something was fishy was happening. Now she asked for another trial in small court because when you appeal, you go to the district. So now we're dealing with that. So I thought that we were done, but she just won't give up. She just really, and what she did to my contractor, she really abused them. Now, so we'll see. I'll let you know how it's going to end up. But I did definitely won the first one very well. I mean, no two ways about it. But so this is really really important because it's fun to do deals together. You want to JV with people, but vet those people. Really really vet them, because you know what, they might not be just your people, and they just might be just bad people. You don't want to deal with them. It's not
Right.
worth it. So that's one thing I would highly recommend.
I mean, that sounds scary, jumping into doing a flip and then someone automatically wants to sue you on your first deal. Like,
Well, it's not the first deal. I've done already.
oh, okay,
I
it
don't know why
wasn't your
she would
first deal.
not had it with me. I already did, but and not only that, she attacked my character. She said things like, "Oh my gosh," it's like, I mean, I'm not perfect, but nobody accused me of being deceitful and malicious and all kind of really harsh words. Like, "Oh my gosh, you must be kidding me."
Wow.
But you know what? I think the judge saw it very through to her, and she didn't like it. So we'll see what's going to happen next. We're waiting for the judge to determine what's happening after the holiday. So
Well, I'm glad things are kind of going your way with that. That does sound very intimidating. I mean, what do you think there could have been anything different that you could have done or
yeah,
that
better,
prevented that?
absolutely
Vetting
better.
her. Okay,
We
great.
figure out where I knew where she came from. I knew she moved from California. She was still working in California as a realtor and as an investor. But so I should have really checked her background, see what people worked with her, how would they say about her. That's what I should have done.
I
So
love it. I love it because we're a lot of us like to team up, and there's
mhm,
nothing wrong with teaming up. Teaming up is
absolutely,
great, to scale in this business, you absolutely need to team up.
absolutely.
So you touched on a great point, doing your due diligence on people, doing some
Mhm.
background on them, asking around about these people and just making sure that these people have a good track record because
Exactly,
like
exactly,
like Pace mentioned, we don't want to just jump into a partnership. We want to date them for a little while, and get to
exactly.
know
Oh
that
my gosh,
person.
so true. I love that analogy. It's like we dating first,
We're
then we get
dating,
married. Yeah,
and
you're
then
right.
we can figure out things later, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so there's another thing you touched on, but I wanted to kind of bring that back. So, how important is networking in real estate industry, and what strategies have you found to be the most effective for building a strong network of contacts?
Oh, okay. So, oh gosh, networking is. absolutely crucial for your real estate investing. Again, because we did say it already, it's a team sport. How are you going to
Right.
meet people? You want to you want to build your team. You want to build your net uh, friends around you that you can help them, they can help you. you know because I knew so much people around here, I could draw. Even if my contractor couldn't make it, I could find another one because I knew somebody. I could lend their contractors. So building that, it's so important to be out there. I think my strategy is to do it personally. So meetups, any kind of real estate, any kind of real estate, this is REI real estate meeting,
Right.
just to go there and just be out there, show your face. I don't do it on a very regular basis, but I try to make as many as I can. We just had one of the sub two here, which I love. That one we do once a month, but there's other kind of meetups that you can go.
Right.
And of course, social media. I mean, social media is amazing. You can actually, like I just learned it from sub two. You just put out there what you're looking for, what you need, and people just reaching out. And that's how you build relationship. That's how you help people. They help you, and it's absolutely
Mm-hmm.
crucial. You can't skip that.
I absolutely agree with that. In California, we have a SoCal JV group, and
Mm,
we just met last 3 weeks ago. We went to Hollywood at a hotel, and it
mm-hmm.
was awesome. They had a NFL player there that he got into real estate, and
That's
there
awesome.
was a couple other speakers there, and they were just really motivating. And it's just
Hmm.
like they mentioned, everything that you would need in real estate is in this room right here, right now. So
Exactly.
it's up to us to go out, network, and meet these people
Absolutely.
because, as we talked about Avatar, everybody does something different. We might have a private money lender over here, we might
Yeah.
have a connector over here. So there's
See. Uh-huh.
it's all up to us to go out there and meet these people and talk to them and build relationships with these people. So absolutely, I agree
Absolutely.
with you 100% on that.
Hmm.
So for me personally, when I got into real estate, I was reading books and watching videos. So for you, what resources, what books, podcasts, or educational materials would you recommend to someone looking to further their knowledge in real estate?
Well, this is the deal. I think there is out there is bombardment of education of gurus. I mean, I personally don't like gurus because I don't like their style.
I agree.
Usually, the way I describe guru, they come in town, they gather everybody, they sell you something, they upsell you over and over, and then they go wherever they come from. You hardly can hear from them. The connection. I think it's very important to find. You really need to get educated. Now, I bought originally a solid education, really good. I mean, it's updated all the time. It's for life, and I can go there. It has everything, every strategy that you can think about, and more than that. Because when you do real estate, it's not only the real estate itself and the strategy you're going to do. It's like how you run the business. Do you have an entity? How do you do taxes? How you can negate that? There's so much financial around it. Do you have? Some people have a lot of retirement money. How do you take it out? To how you learn how to direct it, and then you
Right.
can teach other people to do it, and they can JV with you because they want to be a passive. There's so much to learn. And I think, again, you find a good education and you shop around, you really do. And then you start from the basic. You don't jump, you don't jump
Absolutely.
where you can't do it. Get the ground, get the really the basic, the foundation, and then go from there. So that's what I did. So when I kind of came across sub 2 and all that, I knew a lot about a lot of things. I have so much still to learn. I'm learning every day. To me, you learn every day. Otherwise, it's a day that's not worth living. You need to learn something every day. But I did have a good foundation, and then I'm building on top of that. You learn something, you implement it, you know when you can do and how you're going to do that, and
Right.
what you need as well. Lawyers, you need to do all that so you can be protected too. So you need to understand that. So I think that's the most important, to get those
I,
basic stuff.
I think the day you stop learning is day you stop growing, right? Because
And advice, I think the day you die, really.
if you feel like you've learned everything, congratulations to you.
Yes,
But
exactly.
but we're all
Yeah,
learning every day, and we're trying to better ourselves and
absolutely.
keep staying ahead of the market. The market
Mhm.
changes, you know, staying ahead of every. And then
Yes.
now we have all this new technology coming out. We have AI,
Yeah.
and it's like people are utilizing that to their advantage now. So
Mhm.
understanding these things and learning and keep growing and progressing. I love that. I love
Absolutely.
your answer. So that's pretty much it that I had for you. I
Mhm.
guess one last thing I would like to ask you is there anything in particular that you would like to, just bring up, or anything you want to talk about, or any recommendations you can give to my listeners listening for the first time that just want to jump in, or any advice?
Well, I think we already hit most of it. Is like really get the basic first. Find people that you can work with and learn from. Find a good community that can support you. That you can, because people said, "Oh, I don't have anything to give." Everybody has something to give.
Right.
Everybody. Nobody can't do nothing. That we all have gift that we can do. We just have to find them. And then, of course, when you start learning, don't wait year, two, three, four, and then I'm still learning. I'm still no. Just take action. Even baby steps, little
Mm-hmm.
bit at a time. You learn something, implement it. Even if it's just mindset. It doesn't matter. Just implement everything that you're learning, and you'll grow. You'll compound it in over the time.
Great
So
answer. Great answer. I love it. Thank you so much, Mary. You've been excellent. I really enjoyed this interview with you.
thank you.
And anybody that's looking out to find you, where can they locate you, or where can they find you at?
Well, I'm basically in two platforms. In Instagram, it's my name. I don't change it. That's how you find me, through my name, and say Facebook. I don't do anywhere else.
Great.
I
Okay.
don't do TikTok, and I don't do.
No,
I'm not
I
a
hear
TikTok person.
you. I don't do TikTok myself either, so I don't blame you. But no, no, great. Okay, well, thank you for your time, and I appreciate the interview. And you have a good rest
You,
of the day. Okay.
you too. Thank you,
All
Joseph.
right.
Bye.
All right.